All right, we're now streaming. If anybody wants to go check the YouTube channel to make sure it's going, should be fine. All right, looks good. Live. Everything seems fine there, and we're still working here. Okay. Go check that. It seems fine. All right. Getting all of my notes pulled up. Okay, and switch this. All right, so everyone, welcome to our town hall. We're giving out our announcements here. This is for our April 19th town hall. Tonight we're going to be going over several different things. We have our agenda for the evening, which we sent out to everyone, and it is available. I'll go ahead and show you guys so you can follow along with us what we have going on. We have our Foundations release, our Set 1 launch. We're going to be going over Wildhearts Academy and everything we have there. All the future improvements we are actively making, as well as some others that are inbound for us. We've got some events coming out that we're going to be debuting here in the Discord. And a couple other surprises here that you might not know about, just kind of sprinkled in throughout the day or throughout the video. All right, so first off, our Foundations release was a huge success. We want to thank everybody there. Product has been sent out. Pretty much everyone has received their product at this point, minus a couple outliers that are in other countries, so it takes a little bit longer for them to get there. But besides that, a complete total success on Foundations. Hope everyone has been enjoying their physical product. For like, finally, we've all waited for so long. We've been playing the digital client so much, and now everyone has physical product, and it has been wonderful. I know I've enjoyed it. Everyone I've talked to has enjoyed it as well. So that's great. So what's the next thing we want to build then? Going off of that, of course, we're all excited for our Set 1 official launch. The entire set, most people, besides a couple testers, are completely in the dark on what all we have in store for you guys for Set 1. Now, when is going to be our launch? Now, our expected launch has been pushed back a little bit because of getting product out for Foundations. Took some time there, then people getting their product. We're waiting for more content creators to cover the game and kind of help spread the news out. So we have pushed it back to a tentative mid-July release. Mid to late July is going to be our go live for the Set 1 launch. Now, you can go ahead and follow that now, though. And I'll go ahead and pull it up just so you can take a look at it. We do have the Kickstarter live, so you can go ahead and go follow it. You can go to Kickstarter, type in Wildhearts TCG, and you'll see the core set there, and go ahead and follow it. Like I said, we're expecting a mid to late July, depending on a couple different things. Well, one of which is going to be our announcement for this evening, Wildhearts Academy. It's going to be a deck building board game that we will also be releasing between now and the TCG Core Set 1 launch. So we have it available here. You can go ahead and follow it on our Kickstarter as well, so you can be ready for that. That'll be going live this next month. So we're in April now, so it's going to be going live here very, very soon. I know this is kind of a little bit of an offshoot from what we're normally used to seeing here. However, there are going to be some couple promos that are going to be available during this Kickstarter as well for you TCG fans out there. So if you're not a board gamer or a deck building fan and you're just here for the TCG, don't worry, but because we have some great promos that will be available in this Kickstarter as well. And so those are going to be worth sticking around and checking out. So let's go ahead and jump in to some Academy. Let's take a look at it. All right, here, let's go ahead and pull up. We'll do this version of the mod right here. I've got it pulled up for you guys. Now, starting with our next Tuesday night for our next Wildhearts community night, this mod will become public for anybody to come play. If you want to come watch the developers play it and watch a demo game, you can do that. If you want to come sit in and play, you can do that as well. And we're all happy to play this game with you or show you it, teach you how to play, whatever the case may be. So this mod will be available when that time comes. Now, what is Wildhearts Academy? So Academy is a deck builder where players are trying to control 3 different zones. That might sound a little familiar for you TCG fans out there of the Wildhearts TCG. And at the end of every round, a amount of victory points will be earned depending on how many of the total power that you have in that zone. There, in this game will be played out across 4 different rounds. Again, sounds very familiar. Now, players will all start out with an identical deck here of 12 cards. Now, but what makes it unique is you will have to choose from 4 different tamers and their familiars. So again, we're playing very heavily into the Wildhearts theme here, and it just kind of all goes hand in hand really nicely. So if you're a fan of the TCG, I feel like you'll instantly fall in love with the deck builder here as well. So we have 4 different tamers with their familiars, and each one will have a unique ability that you can activate throughout the game at any point. In addition to that, you will have 2 different cards that will be your tactics cards. These are your special tactics that are in relation to the familiar and tamer that you choose. They all 4 have their own. These will be 2 additional cards that you will shuffle into your deck at the beginning of the game to help set your deck a little bit different from your opponent's. Now, as you play, you will also have a market deck here. This has incredibly powerful cards here that you will often be trying to buy and incorporate into your own deck to make your own deck more unique and more powerful as the game goes. Now, what makes this deck builder a little bit more unique from others is our play board here. So as cards get played out, they will be moving left or right on the play board. So when a card is played, for example, here we have the Shadow Herb, depending on where you're at, and it has a play marker. So when it gets played, you will activate this ability. Now, when it leaves the play area, either out the left or right, you'll have an additional effect that will trigger once it leaves play. So as you continue to play cards, you will always start here, and this will be your active play zone, and then you can choose whether you want the card to go left or right. And then you'll continue to play cards as rounds persist, and then eventually they will work their way where they come out, and then you will trigger these effects here, these going out effects. So you have your plays, you have your when it leaves the play area. Now, in addition to playing cards here, and we're trying to use our spin cube or play cards that give us cubes that we can play in these different zones to score us some VP. Every round we will be scoring more and more victory points as the game persists, but it doesn't just end there. It's not only about scoring these individual fields. We have what is called a graded area, and like a TCG and a deck builder, we're trying to grade cards. I love the play on words there. And when you're trying to grade cards, cards will have different values. You'll notice that these starter cards here have a 0 here and a 1 star here. When a card becomes graded, you get to use this value here to add to your victory points at the end of the game. So at the end of the game, after 4 rounds, you'll take a look at all your graded cards and combine all their star value for victory points. And if you come up here and look at the market cards that we showed off earlier, these are the cards we're trying to buy and incorporate these into our deck to make them more powerful. You'll notice these are also have a massive victory point of 4 versus 1. Some have 3. There's different values, of course. You'll notice these are worth a lot more. So investing in these cards is typically a good idea. So there's multiple avenues of how you can build up your victory points to win. You can, go for a board control and try to win these fields round after round. You can do a tactic of trying to focus on grading as many cards as possible. You can, of course, do a balance of both. There's multiple different avenues of how to play this game. And that's one of the most exciting parts of it, is how adaptable it is and fits your play style best. Now, there are a lot of market cards out there, so picking a tactic can be really challenging. So there's so much replayability here in the fact that these market cards, they're so vast, there's so many of them, and you can, every time you play, you're even if you play the same Tamer and Familiar every single time, your tactics can be completely different based on how you want to get cards out of the market to make your deck more unique. So every playthrough will be drastically different from the last one. Makes it very exciting. We do also as well have a little player aid card here, just to help as a nice little reminder as we go on and play the game, just so for newer players, they can see all the different aspects and different abilities of cards. Of course, we have what we all talked about when a card is played, and then when a card exits your plan. We have ongoing abilities. We have defensive abilities that will protect our cards. You can think of these as, ongoing, just like in the TCG, or Guardian with these defense ability cards. We have attack ability cards. We have draw and discard. We have replace power, the player cubes with your own. So in the event of, say, my opponent has 2 cubes here, if I played a card that let me use this ability here, I could replace, say, one of theirs with one of my own. So if you view it like that, it's almost like I gained 2 there instead of only gaining 1 because I took one of theirs away. And then, of course, we have the classic power symbol. So this is how many player cubes we can play to one of the different fields to develop essentially our force, our power that we have in these different fields. And like I said, every playthrough will be different. Now, you know how we like to have our solo play here on the channel, or with the company as a whole. We have a solo mode also. Now, on the back of all of the familiars and their tamers will be the rival version of them that will accompany a deck specifically for them. So as well as you'll see, the board has also changed from a rival, or from a tamer to a rival, as well as cards to play here instead of a preparation area. And then as you every round, depending on the difficulty, the rival will have a certain amount of cards that they can play, and as you draw them and play them, you will play them here, and they have arrows that will mark whether you're pushing to the left or pushing to the right, so that way it will play itself, and you don't have to worry about making it too easy for yourself or making it too hard for yourself. It has a nice, makes that decision for you, as well as every card, of course, will tell you exactly how to play it, where things will go. You notice there's no decision making when choosing where your power cubes will be sent to based on what you're playing here. So it's completely automated in how it plays out. It's actually, they're pretty challenging. I've played against a few already, and I will say there are times when, if you're playing a multiplayer game with these guys, the players kind of have to gang up on them because they can get pretty out of hand and pretty crazy, and the players actually need to work together a little bit to kind of rein them back in. Now, if you're not a fan of having to play your own deck as well as this rival, you can actually use what we call the dummy cube system. And if we'll move these cards here, you'll notice that there are cube markers here. And that's going to be the case for every single one of these. And you can take whatever color is not being used and go ahead and put those in there. And those will start every single round with that many cubes for essentially a non-existent player. So you do have to kind of work a little bit at winning these fields based on what's preset there. So if you're not a fan of using a rival, you can always use this basic version just to kind of get the hang of the game until you might want to incorporate a rival later. And what's great about the rivals is they scale with the game. So if you're playing a 3-player game and you want to make it a 4-player game, you can go ahead and throw yourself in a rival and go ahead and make it a 4-player game. But if you just want to do a 1v1 against the rival, you can do that as well. The scalability there is very cool. I do love that aspect of it. Same with how we've done the solo modes that we've incorporated before, like in the Wildhearts TCG, we have the Tamer challenges, and then here we have the rival system. So very exciting to be able to show this off. Really fantastic game. If you want to learn the full game and how everything interacts, please come to one of our community nights. We'll be happy to teach you how to play this game. We'll play with you. You can also come and watch us play. If you don't feel comfortable, you just want to watch, you can do that as well. The developers, we're always happy to show you how any of our games work. Now, let's go jump back into our announcements here right quick. I have it here. All right, so I mentioned earlier how we could be incorporating the TCG with the Academy launch. And I think it's a good time to show off some of these alternate art promos. You'll notice the art style is in the same art style that we showed off in Academy, but now it's for the TCG. And these are 4 cards that have never been revealed so far. And each one of these, you'll get a set of 4 in the Kickstarter. So if you back the Academy Kickstarter at the base level, you just want the Academy game, you'll get not a playset, you'll get one of each of these guys for free. Now, if you want to buy additionals, we have that as well as an add-on. We'll have a set of 4 here as an add-on that you can get for I believe it's $10 that you can get. Now, if you don't want to play Academy at all and you just want these promos because you're just here for the TCG, that's okay. We've got you covered. You can choose to back at the lowest tier, which I believe is $1, and just as a supporter, and then you can do 2 of these add-ons, get yourself a playset, and then you'll be good to go. So very exciting that we have some incredible, and these are all amazing promos here. Feel free to take a screenshot. I wonder if we can zoom in a little bit here. Oh, nope. Whoa. All right, help you guys out just a little bit in seeing it. I know it's a little bit blurry here on the screen, but just to help you guys out in case you want to pause it and read these are all fantastic cards for all these different styles. Really looking forward to it. Also, if you're curious of how the Rivals rules work in a full breakdown, I'll go ahead and show you here, and you can go ahead and review that. We basically covered everything. There are, depending on how difficult, like I said earlier, this will determine how many cards that they will be able to play. So this is how many go into their hand at the beginning of every single round. So make sure, you just can kind of abide by this. So 4 to 6. Depending on how difficult you want it to be. All right, and then there's the promos once again for you guys. All right, and let's see. So let's go ahead and go over some of the add-ons, and this is very exciting. We've been trying to figure out a way to grow the Wildhearts community as much as possible. We want to see this game, all of our games, succeed as much as possible. So what we've decided to do is create demo decks that we will add to the Academy Kickstarter. So if you've got friends that might have missed the Foundations set release and they don't want to wait till set 1 comes around, have them check out our demo decks that we're going to be releasing in the Academy Kickstarter. So they're free. We're making them free. You just have to pay shipping here. So have them pick up, say, the promos from Academy, and then add these guys on, and then you just have some great TCG stuff. Now, they are not tournament legal. They're just demo decks. They will say demo deck on them. They don't have physical rules. There's no tokens, token cards, anything like that. Imagine a starter set with just the decks themselves, nothing extra. That's what these are. Yes, as we said, these are our last shot before we evaluate the release of the Wildhearts card game here, their TCG. And what we mean by that is what I was saying earlier. The Kickstarter for the set 1 is in flex. We're aiming for a late July release. However, even with our attempt to grow the TCG, we're still in a position that we need to grow it before we release the set 1, because we can't have too small of a release at set 1 launch. If we don't have enough followers, it could be very detrimental if we don't have the followers yet. So we're using this as a guide of seeing how much people are interested in the TCG still. If not, we might have to go back and change our model for the TCG and how we go about doing it. But tons of people have showed interest in wanting to pick up this product, and I can't imagine a more accessible way than giving the fans a chance to pick up an entire deck for the cost of shipping. And that just seems really remarkable for me. So please share the information. Even if you don't think your friends are interested in the board game, tell them about the demo decks that we're going to have available there. And all they got to do is pay for shipping instead of spending, the full MSRP on a 2-player starter set. Just what, $5-6 for shipping, however much it is these days. I have no idea with how everything's going out in the world, but shipping is not that much for a couple starter decks. So go ahead and check that out. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump back over here to so our future improvements. There's so many things that we've been trying to focus on for you guys, for the fans. We're trying to be as transparent as possible. We want you guys, if you have questions, you're always, available to ask them in the Discord. You can, PM myself in the Discord. I'm usually pretty much always available to answer questions. Just trying to get as much information out there as possible. We want to also disseminate our information as much as possible. We've been trying to push content to every corner of the internet to get people to see this game. But we love it. All of you guys, if you're here, if you're watching this, I'm sure you love it as well, and you want more people to play it as well. Because the more people we have playing it, the bigger the game gets, the more fun we can have. So we're trying our best to do that. Any help, of course, always appreciated. Sharing all of our content around is also, super huge. In addition to that, for our products themselves, we're looking at better ways to keep cards safe. For those that got their Foundations starter decks, we'll notice that the cards were just a band around them. Corners could possibly get damaged, things like that. So moving ahead, we want to improve our packaging to help protect our cards a little bit better in those boxes. So we've already been talking with our manufacturer to make sure cards are going to be as protected as possible in those boxes. So we're going to do a full shrink wrap around the cards moving forward instead of just that band. Things like that. Of course, the packs as well moving forward, we will ensure that we will hit those booster pack milestones, so that way we can have, of course, the printed art and all the logo and everything printed on the packs themselves instead of just the paper that's stuck to the packs instead. So that way, we can have a better look for things as well. So constantly trying to improve everything that we're doing for the fans. We want to see this the TCG succeed, so we're trying to do as much as possible, get as much feedback from the fans as possible as well. Now, some events that we've got coming down the pipeline here, coming in May. So May 10th and May 31st, we're going to be hosting our very first Wildhearts TCG tournaments. On the 10th, we will be doing a in the mod. Using the Wildhearts TCG mod, we're going to be hosting a tournament using the mod. We did this several months ago, and we're going to be hosting it again. We're going to have tons of prizes. We've got tons of participation prizes, as well as prizes for first and second, and so on. Now, we haven't decided if we're going to make it a paid entry or a free entry just yet, so make sure you stay on the lookout for that. And then 31st, we're going to be hosting the very first webcam event for the TCG. So be ready for that. That is going to be a wild ride. Everyone I know that has physical product already, they're trying to get as many games as possible, and we're all spread out across the world, not even across the country, but we are spread out across the world. So having a webcam is probably going to be the best to get as many people playing as possible. So again, stay tuned for more information about those tournaments. We're very excited to finally get those underway. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open it up for any questions that you guys might have at this point. So you can go ahead and throw them in the chat there if you want to, and we'll go ahead and answer those right now. If not, then if you're seeing this at a later time on YouTube, go ahead and throw a comment in any of our videos at any point if you ever have any questions, or come join our Discord as well, because we always have tons of moderators and developers and myself that are available to answer any of your questions. So I'll go ahead and open it up. Anyone that might have any questions right now. And I'll go ahead and check the YouTubes. In case I missed anything. All right. Danka's dad wants to know, which social media can people use to learn more about the game? And are we thinking of adding any more? So far we are using X, Instagram, and Facebook as our primary regular social medias. Of course, we have our YouTube channel that has great information of all types, not just announcements, but just content in general is a great place to go to for that. And we are even including using Reddit for getting that information out to people. Just trying to, create any other places to share content around. I know there are some other forum-based websites out there that people still use for some things. TCG is a little bit more limited, but board games, plenty of different websites out there that we will be sharing in the future. So like things like BGG and Board Game Arena, which, keeping an eye out for that as well. But as far as the TCG, I think we've pretty much spread ourselves, aside from sharing in other Discords as well. But we've definitely covered, I think, all the major platforms so far. I don't see myself making a MySpace, unfortunately, for the Wildhearts TCG. I'm sorry. Any other questions? Oh, and I also want to, just reviewing my notes here, for the Academy Kickstarter. So some of the products we're going to have, of course, we're going to have the primary core box. And that will be, of course, the main tier that you can support, just the basic tier there. Now, some of the add-ons we're going to have is a softcover lore book. So if you missed the lore book in Academy, you can still get your hands on it as a softcover version, which is great. I've actually got it here behind me here. Fantastic, amazing artwork, some really cool like breakdowns of the world of Tetrum. Super cool. Actually has a couple little tidbits of lore info that might actually come back for official play, perhaps, things like that. So it's got some neat stuff. We have volume 1 of the coloring book available as well, to also have that behind me. And yeah, the demo decks, of course, and the promos as add-ons as well. And some of the stuff that could affect the TCG release. If we see that the TCG has a great community built up already, and we want to go ahead and kick off our Kickstarter, we also keep in mind of when the Academy, how much Academy product we have to produce and then send out. If the Academy is, incredibly popular and we have 1,000 copies that we have to get produced and sent out, that might also affect the TCG release date as well. Any other questions? Oh, and the playmat for Academy. I forgot that one. You saw the board layout in the mod there. We will also be doing a really nice playmat. So just like with the TCG, having that is just really nice. So that is an add-on you can get as well. And yeah, just go ahead and move it over here. This will be the playmat that's going to be available. Any other questions? And like I said, if something comes to mind at a later time, go ahead and drop a comment on any of our YouTube videos. Come ask us questions in the Discord. Make sure you guys go follow both of the Kickstarters here, the board game, the deck building board game Academy, as well as our core set 1 of the TCG as well. So looks like we've had some followers literally since we've been in the video currently in the stream, so that's really cool. All right, well, it seems like the questions are pretty light this time around, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. There's some great information. Come play with us on any of our community nights. We'll happily play either the TCG or the deck builder with you guys. They're so much fun. Like, as games that we play over and over and over, and we've never gotten tired of playing them. Like, I think that just says so much for all the content, all the games that we've made so far for you guys. And they're all that much fun. Like, I don't know how I could possibly play a TCG with just the Foundations cards over and over and over for a year and not get tired of playing it. And that's just the Foundations cards. Wait until we open it up to the full set 1. The full set 1 is going to blow you guys away. Okay, I promise. All right, and with that, we'll go ahead and end the stream here, and we'll see you guys in the next one. You are most welcome.